is enough said.
Happy Wednesday, Heat Nation! Hump Day! Yo boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Would really appreciate it if you guys can like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We push into 6,000 subscribers. Thank y'all so much that support this channel. Now together, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. As we know, you guys, the Heat do not have another game until Friday. They got a little break. We got the OKC Thunder, the team with the best record in the NBA. The best team in the West. This is going to be a true challenge for the Miami Heat. You just lost to Detroit. I know a lot of people think that the Heat can't do it, but after the win against Cleveland, I know this team can do anything. And it would be the most Miami Heat thing for us to do, to lose to Detroit, then go against OKC and win. It's this thing that the Miami Heat has been doing for the last 3 seasons. They take these teams that have losing records for granted, lose some of those games, and then the teams with the best records, they go all in and win. It's so frustrating. But you're 13-11, you're the 6th seed right now, you're fighting for the 3rd seed. It could be worse. So we need to look at perspective, and we need to look at the situation kind of like, hey, you know, it could be worse. Let's stay positive. Let's keep trucking and moving forward. Now, today's topic, you guys, we're going to go back to this Jimmy Butler thing. I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about this most of the week because the fact that the Heat aren't playing any games right now and things are left open, with the fact that the Heat lost to Detroit, you know that a lot of rumors are going to come out. But one particular thing I want to talk about, you guys, is Shams Charania. Shams Charania did talk about the Jimmy Butler rumors again. He gave an update yesterday on NBA Today before the NBA Cup game. By the way, congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks who won the NBA Cup. Don't mean shit, but congratulations to y'all, I guess. No sour grapes, just whatever. I've never been a big fan of the NBA Cup. I really don't see the big deal. But they won it. Congratulations to them. But Shams Charania on NBA Today was talking again about the Jimmy Butler saga. Now, before I get to this, you guys, just a little history. For those of you that don't know, I guess. Last week, Shams Charania reported that the Miami Heat are currently listening to trade offers for Jimmy Butler. He indicated that several teams showed interest. The Houston Rockets, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Golden State Warriors. And then he came out and said that it was confirmed by Jimmy Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, that the Phoenix Suns were also a team of interest by Jimmy Butler. He's looking for a win-now situation. Bernie Lee came on Twitter after that and basically said that, in other words, that Shams was full of shit. That it was complete BS. He questioned Shams' credibility. Then Shams went on First Take earlier this week and confirmed. He basically said this is probably the most vetted story I've ever put out. He was 150% sure that this report that he pulled out was in fact true. Jimmy Butler then made some comments about it, talking about how he loves the fact that his agents got his back and that's supporting him. Jimmy Butler also started changing his hair color to the teams that were linked to him. Even Jeff Teague reported in his podcast, the 520 Club, love that podcast, that he knew that Jimmy Butler was doing that on purpose. That Jimmy's a troll. That's what Jimmy does. So when you hear all this, you guys, I know there's certain Heat platforms that side with Jimmy and Bernie Lee, and then there's other platforms that side with ESPN and Shams Charania. For me, I'll give you guys my honest opinion. I don't think it matters. I think we just need to sit and wait. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I've said this before. I'm a Miami Heat fan. I've been riding with this team for over 30 years now, since I was an itty-bitty boy. I love this team, but I understand that teams need to make changes sometimes. So if the Miami Heat feel that the writing's on the wall and they don't want to lose Jimmy Butler for nothing in free agency and they want to deal him to get some draft capital and young assets, I'm cool with that. If they keep Jimmy Butler and want to ride this team out for another year and see where they can go, I'm cool with that. I would love that, actually. I think this Miami Heat team on paper can compete. And it will be fun to see this Miami Heat team one more time in the playoffs. We were stolen that opportunity last year because of Jimmy Butler's injury. I want to see Jimmy Butler in a Miami Heat uniform in the playoffs. That's why I don't want to see him get traded. However, I understand if the Miami Heat want to make this trade. Completely understand. Now, Shams Charania came on NBA Today yesterday and basically gave an update like I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to read this quote from Shams Charania yesterday. They asked him what was the update about Jimmy Butler. And he said, yeah, the situation is I 100% stand on the reporting. This is probably the most vetted story I've ever put out. I'm that confident in this story. This is exactly where it is. The Miami Heat are open to listening to trade offers for Jimmy Butler. That's what sources told me last week. And that remains the case. There's no urgency in trading Jimmy Butler, though he's on a $49 million contract this year with a $52 million player option for next year. The latest reporting surrounding Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat is that the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors are Jimmy Butler's preferred destinations. End quote. So here's what I'm going to say to that. Shams wouldn't go on national TV and report this if it wasn't true. I do believe there's truth to it. But if you notice, you guys, in one little part that Shams shed, there's no urgency in trading Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat know that the ball's in their court. The Miami Heat know that they have all the power in this situation. And it's like I mentioned a few videos ago, you guys, a few days ago. There's three options. You can keep Jimmy Butler, see how this team does in the playoffs, and if he leaves, he leaves. That's $52 million off your books. And now you can rebuild around Bam and Tyler. You can trade him and get some young assets and draft capital. That works as well. Or on the offseason, you can do a sign and trade. So he can get the money he wants, go where he goes. So there's different options that the Miami Heat can do. But all of them benefits us. None of those situations hamper the Miami Heat. Yes, he could leave this team and we could get nothing for him. But the Miami Heat aren't afraid of that. They're not a team that's stressing out like, oh my God, what are we going to do with Jimmy? Should we keep him? Should we trade him? No, they're chilling. They're going to keep Jimmy. But if they get an offer that's too good to pass up, why the hell wouldn't they take it? Now, Jimmy Butler's preferred destinations apparently are the Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns. Now, yesterday, I posted a video about the Golden State Warriors being the most likely situation for Jimmy. And I did give you guys a trade package. I do have the Golden State Warriors numbers in front of me, you guys. Remember, Miami's a first apron team. Golden State are under the first apron. So they can make this work. The only thing as a first apron team, the Miami Heat cannot take back more money than giving out. Jimmy makes $49 million, so that's a lot you can play with. You can take Andrew Wiggins' $26.2 million salary. You can attach Jonathan Kuminga, who's making $7.6 million. This brings it to around $33 million. You still need to make up $16 million. You can include Kyle Anderson. You can include Buddy Hield. You can include Gary Payton II. You can include many options. The Miami Heat can play around with this. I know the Warriors aren't going to trade Steph Curry and Draymond Green. They're looking to bring Jimmy Butler with them. But to be honest with you guys, I don't know if the Golden State Warriors would make that trade. Jonathan Kuminga, yes, he's coming up for a contract extension. So if you're trading for Kuminga, you're probably going to have to give him that money. Golden State's not really looking to do that. They're looking to build on Steph Curry and Draymond Green's current build. Jimmy Butler would fit that. So you take Kuminga, you take Wiggins, who's having a great season, and then you can throw in some players as salary fillers. The Miami Heat can also include someone like Josh Richardson in the package. Josh Richardson can definitely help Golden State right now. Golden State is trying to be a win-now mode. They only have a few years left with Steph Curry. So they're trying to capitalize and win. Jimmy Butler can help them do that. But does Golden State really want to make that trade? Giving up a lot of assets for Jimmy Butler? I don't know. Phoenix Suns. That's another option. They're a second apron team, so they can't do shit with a trade. I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. When you're a second apron team, you're completely hampered. You cannot aggregate players in trades, which means you can't take multiple players. You got to send out the exact same money that you're taking. There's no flexibility. You also don't have rights to do shit. You have no biannual mid-level exception. You have no mid-level exception. You cannot sign buyout players. So Phoenix is really hampered. So in order for Phoenix to make this trade, they need to give up Devin Booker or Bradley Beal or Kevin Durant. I don't think Phoenix does that. Kevin Durant for Jimmy Butler would work. It would work. You put Kevin Durant on this Miami Heat team, it works. With Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, I think it works. I think Kevin Durant still has a lot to give, and he's been showing it this season. I would be more than happy to take Devin Booker. More than happy. Are you kidding me? Devin Booker, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo, I'd love to see that on the court. No way do I want Bradley Beal. No. Like, no. Hell no. For Jimmy Butler, no way. So even though Jimmy Butler's preferred destinations are Phoenix and Golden State, I don't see a trade package where it works, you guys. The only trade package I would be interested in is what Golden State can offer, because they can attach draft picks, they can attach young assets, so it does kind of work. But the likelihood of something like this happening, I don't really see it. Like, I honestly don't really see it. I think what's going to happen, you guys, is Jimmy Butler's going to stay with the Miami Heat for the remainder of the season. They're going to try to contend. If they contend far, a contract extension is likely.